Gosh, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sandy Schwartz.
I'm Rick Fiscardo.
And we'd like to welcome you to the 59th annual Catalina Ski Race presented by Nordic Boats in conjunction with the Long Beach Boat and Ski Club. We've got a great treat for you here today. Some of the best ski racers in the world are going to be vying for that coveted all-around win. To get these guys rolling, Mr. Jerry Vesley is going to say the coveted words. Jerry, let her go.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
All right, there goes the thunder on the water. And away they go. They're going to make their way out to Islands Grissom and White. Rick, whoop, goosebumps.
Oh, man, I'll tell you.
Unbelievable.
There's their first helicopters up, getting some footage already.
Oh, yeah, I think that's Channel 7. And they're going to be following the course. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, we got the Jumbotron here, courtesy of Goldfinger Productions. Boy, look at that. What a nice shot, ladies and gentlemen. The copter's there. Look at it. That is helicopter service in HD, Channel 7 KABC. Boy, I'll tell you. Well, you know, if you had butterflies now, they better be going in the back burner. Well, you know, in the first flight will be our smaller boats, and they'll give them about 7-minute head start. And then the rest of the pack goes out in flight number 2, and that's going to be all the fast guys, the intermediates, and the big boats. But the big question this year is going to be what's going to happen to those records, right?
Absolutely. You know, will they fall? And it's amazing when you look at the record books and you see these different classes and what their times are. Todd Haig, for instance, to Catalina and back, 53 minutes. And in less than an hour, he's back in the boat and getting warm.
No kidding.
Unbelievable. But they're, you know, you wonder when you go out, the race starts, and we kind of watch the turn and see who's going to be first in the turn, how much time they got in getting to that turn. Were they in the record realm right there by getting to the island in 22, 23 minutes? Usually the leg back always seems to be the fastest.
You know, it's funny. They set a nice pace going out of the Queen's Gate. I think what they're doing there is they're just kind of settling in, looking for their competition, and then they set their strategy. But, yeah, categorically, the race is won coming home. Big old speed ski there. And let me tell you, these skis aren't normal skis as we think when you're out there play skiing.
How long are those?
You know what? Some of those things are upwards of about 6.5, 7 feet long, almost an inch thick, about 5.5, 6 inches wide. They weigh about 25, 30 pounds.
Holy cow.
And let me tell you something, they're squirrely. To me, they're squirrely.
Yeah. And many times you're 200, 225 feet back.
I know, yeah, that's a long
transom.
way. Yeah, and you have to be. With the rooster tails on these boats, you don't want to take a bath.
No way.
Ouch.
You know, we're looking for Captain America.
And you know what? I think Captain America's right there. There's Captain America. Look at that now. There's a nice shot.
That's beautiful. Well, I'll tell you what, they're hoovering.
Yeah, and you know what? That gets you a good idea of what's really going on out there. And they're just going to the milling area, ladies and gentlemen. So you can see they'll all jockey for their position. And there's a nice shot of boat number 35. Kyle Langcon with Mike Grigsby and Jim Langcon making their way out to the start line. And everybody looks really calm today.
Sandy, there's usually a piece of tape on the deck of the boat where he's written it on his hand or his arm, the people that are in his class. So they know who they're after and what they're going to get up against. And then right now, they're idling by each other. They're pulling in and they're kind of flexing the boat muscles a little bit, revving up the motor a little bit, letting them sail.
Exactly, Rick. And the interesting thing about this is you'll purposely try to move to a different area of the start line to get away from these guys, and they always seem to migrate together.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll look at each other and they'll stare each other down, and sometimes a guy will just pick up at the last minute and move over a few spaces. But when you get down to that last 3 or 4 minutes, you're pretty much locked in.
Absolutely.
And once you put the skier in the water, then you know what? All the posturing's over, and it's all about what's really going to happen. But it's an ominous view when you look out at the start line and look at the Queen's Gate, and you see this 100-foot wide opening, and you know that all these guys are going to try to get there before you. Unbelievable.
Exactly.
Now look at the churning water already, just from the boats getting out there to stage, Rick.
That's the toughest part of the skier's ride. That first maybe a mile and a half till he gets out into the open ocean, and he has to face the swells. But over the years, Sandy, what I do, you get just past the breakwater, and it's all boats fishing out there. And they're talking to themselves when they see these guys go by at 60, 75 miles an hour, and they're saying, "Holy smoke, what are these guys doing?"
Oh, exactly. And that area Rick's referring to is about 7 miles outside of the Queen Gate. It's called Horseshoe Kelp. Very popular place for anglers. And you know what? We go right alongside of it, and it's amazing. I don't know what happens to the fishing, but for one day it's okay.
That's right.
Enjoy Catalina, ladies and gentlemen. 59 years of running this race.
Wow.
Quite the race is going to happen today. The records, are they going to hold? Are they going to be broken today? Only time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look at that nice shot. That's a Long Beach Fireboat shooting the welcome water. Everybody just sitting around. They've got their game faces on. They've talked about this. They've planned it. A nice shot of that start line area.
Yeah, it is, and they're getting themselves in line with maybe one or two of their competitors who they want to kind of stick with on their way over to the island. Nearly 70-plus boats. As we come to the 714 boat, that's Bob Nixon with Andy Anderson. Now that's a little boat. That's Glenn Flake.
Glenn Flake, Jody Campbell, and Rob DeCamp. Glenn Flake, I understand, is an extreme snow skier that got kind of tied up with ski racing at the U.S. Open last year, ran the novice class and won it, and decided, I kind of like this stuff on the waters. He's out there to have fun. Catalina's a little bit different than racing in San Diego, so Glenn Flake should have a good time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a nice view here, and I'm sure you're seeing that on the Jumbotron right now. We've got the green and the checkered flag. Orange checkered flag is up and flying. We have started our sequence, so keep an eye. I know that Air 7 HD will be keeping their camera trained on what's going on at the start line and keep you apprised here via the Jumbotron on the start of the race. So stand by, ladies and gentlemen. The sequence has begun.
Look how close they are to the shore. Unbelievable. They're just a couple of 100 yards out. A little deeper water, of course, but they all make an imaginary line is what they're asked to do and get themselves squared away. You'll see some maneuvering of the boats trying to get into the right spot, get enough space between them and their competitors to make it out through the Queen's Gate. So a very exciting time right now as the countdown's underway.
And you can hear the sound a little bit of the boats. They should be stretching out the ski lines. Yeah, there you have it. But you can see them. They're starting to stretch out the ski lines. The skiers are already in the water, Rick, from the shot we're getting. So get ready, ladies and gentlemen. The start of the 59th annual Catalina Ski Race is almost at hand. All right, the flag went down. We have a start, ladies and gentlemen. The small boats have left the start line. Look at that nice shot from Air 7 HD.
Look at this race. 3 of them side by side, Sandy.
Yep, on their way out the Queen's Gate. Once they get out there, they'll be able to fan it out a little bit. They'll all, pick their sweet spot. Look at that view. I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's like being right in the middle of the race yourself.
gives you goosebumps, Sandy.
Oh, I know.
There's 7 HD just went by. Get some footage for us. They're making their way out. And, they all want a record. There's one boat out in the lead. Looks like he's got a full ski line lead on everybody. And they are screaming.
Well, now that they're making their way out, now the big boats are going to get all excited, and they're going to get in line. And like I said, they give them about 7 minutes so we get the small boats to clear and make their way out to beyond the gate. And the last thing you want is, somebody with a problem right out in the middle of the Queen's Gate with a bunch of 42s charging at you. So
yeah, exactly. And that's part of their strategy. They know that they need to get themselves up into the front. They're getting some really bumpy water right now from spectator boats. And just going out into the open ocean as they reach the Queen's Gate, moving their way out. There's still one boat in the lead, and part of their strategy, I'm sure, knowing the big boats were coming, is let's get out in front. Let's really get that time going, and we'll really get past everybody so that the big boats start. We're not behind the 8 ball. Here they come.
Yeah. This is a great shot coming out the Queen's Gate, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? These little boats are getting bounced around. I don't know who that lead boat is, but he is just doing a little bit of flying out of the water. They need to get settled in.
I think that's 54 with Marshall Cole.
That might be. Look at that. Oh, what a great shot. Now, there's a shot about 3/4 of the way through the channel and the Queen Gate out in front of you. That's a nice view for you people that are looking at the Jumbotron. It's putting you right there where the action is. The other thing is this race is also being live streamed on the internet.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That's wonderful. You can sit at home.
You can sit at home. Yeah. You can go to Ski Race, I believe skirace.net, click the link, and it's about a 20-second delay, but that's not a whole lot of delay. So you're going to be seeing it unfold just like we are here, as if you were in Long Beach yourself.
Very grueling, it's very hard. There's just a lot more people than usual. It is wild out there. All the horsepower, the noise, the helicopters.
And everyone fires their boats up, which is the most amazing noise.
The excitement, the adrenaline, seeing the people, the challenge, just trying to do a little better than you did the year before. It's a challenge.
It takes a lot of endurance.
The speed.
The family and friends, it's a family sport, that trolling. There's nothing like it.
It's different every year. And it's just a heck of a lot of fun to push yourself.
And then you all make your way out there, and it's just crazy seeing all those big boats.
Finally gonna have my opportunity to hopefully come home with a t-shirt that says I finished.
Such a challenge for everybody. Nobody can do as good as they want to do every year, so you just have to keep coming back.
And it's amazing is that you watch the skiers in the back. They're getting a really tough ride right now. This is where it's the toughest on them. The 5-mile visibility kind of computes out to a little bit of a breeze, so the water's not going to be smooth at all.
Yeah, well, earlier today, and this was, 7 o'clock this morning, the weather conditions were real favorable with a 1 to 2 foot swell, no wind chop, and 6 to 7 second intervals, which is real doable. Of course, as it gets a little bit later in the day, like you said, Rick, the overcast layer will start to burn off. We'll start to get those ocean influence breezes and, put 68, 70 boats out on the water. And even though it's a big, massive ocean, it becomes very unforgiving.
Yeah, you can't depend on the way the water conditions are in here to be like that out in the open ocean. It's definitely a big difference.
Look at that nice shot. Did you see? Look at the spectator fleet there. What a
awesome.
great shot out of the Queen's Gate, making your way, coming right back at them.
Oh, wow. We're getting ready to put the skiers in the water for the big boats. Andy.
Yes, sir.
I haven't been to a Catalina race, but I haven't puked to the start line yet.
You get butterflies.
I guess I get pretty nervous, a bit of nerves, hoping I get my start.
Big boats, big washes, and big waves, so a little bit nervous about that.
Pretty confident, feel strong. We're ready to rock and roll.
And it's a real buzz to sit on that start line.
You can practice all you want, but on race day, you you know, it's going to be different.
The water's constantly changing.
Starts exciting. It's a little bumpy, but it's a lot of fun.
Really want to get a clean start and get away and get, you know, run your own race. Get away from the chaos.
That's so chaotic.
It is crazy.
If I don't really want to fall in the middle of the channel.
Oh, there's the yellow flag. We are within 2 minutes, so you should start seeing those skiers plop in the water and start, you know, pulling out these ski lines.
I missed it. Remember, you worked hard for this.
Yeah. Oh, the Simmons one? Yeah.
Good.
He's ready.
I got 2 in here. Let me know when we get close.
Not going to go until you say we're good.
30 seconds.
When those flares go up, he's ready to go right now. Greg, I'll watch the flare boat. You watch the guy down here. In here. Good.
I'm seeing action on the water right now.
Holy cow.
Holy moly, look at that, ladies and gentlemen, the big boats. And check that out, one guy's kind of getting pinched already trying to find some good water.
Holy cow.
Oh boy, now that's what I call thunder on the water, ladies and gentlemen. And I can tell you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see 9 helicopters following the big boats. And you know what? The little boats just heard a little shudder. And now they've got the noses of these big 42s and 38s knocking on their back door. And now they're all on their way to Avalon.
That's it. And what a great shot we're getting of the overheads from Sky 7 HD. They are really putting a nice program out for us. And these boats, they're probably right now in the channel, they're hitting 65, 70 miles an hour.
Oh, you betcha. And once they get out of the Queen's Gate and they set up their groove, they can hit speeds in excess of 80 miles an hour in places, Rick.
Well, if they're going to clip away at that record, they're going to have to do it. And they are getting good water. I mean, it seemed like it took forever for the little boats to get to the Queen's Gate. These guys are already at the Queen's Gate, and they are really hooking it.
Oh, you betcha. Look at that. And you know what? They're kind of bunched up a little bit.
Absolutely.
You know, they're nice and tight, and look at that. you want to look at a little bit of tight work. Tell me that boat on the right-hand side isn't looking at that little piece of breakwater going, holy moly.
Yeah.
Watch this, ladies and gentlemen, as it unfolds from Air 7 HD. You know, this is some really good driving here.
Wow.
Swinging wide, right next to the spectator boats. And let me tell you, now you're going to get some of this crosswake Rick was talking about as they're going to fan out. And that one boat looks like he's going to keep this one guy tight against the Queen's Gate.
Boy,
and let me
sure
tell you,
is.
that's a scary thing going up that Queen's Gate when you have that many boats next to you.
He was holding his left hand out like a blinker, but he didn't see it.
I guess not. They better get that bulb checked.
This is an incredible race. You know, over the years, when the race starts, it's kind of like, okay, let's go get a cup of coffee, have maybe a sweet roll or something, and wait for them to get to the island. But this year, we're able to see the whole thing run. And a little bit about the classes. I mean, we have a huge array of classes for all of the competitors. We've got doubled-up teams, which could be a man and a woman or two. You've got intermediate women, men's open, women's open, formulas, which are inboard, Formula 2 and Formula 1. I'm old, but I can't remember.
Neither can I. Intermediate men, junior boys, junior girls, those are always the ones that just amaze me.
And novice. You know, in years past, you're watching this race kind of finish up, and you look out, and there's a novice right there in the top 10, and he's in the novice class. That just means that he has not skied the Catalina race before as a novice. He can move into that class, and as he sees how he does against all the competitors, he may decide next year to come back and go into an age class or a men's or women's open.
Exactly, and you know what? You've got the other end of the spectrum is the masters class. So you have the juniors, which are the youngest, and then you've got the masters who are some of the oldest. I think Stan Leader was saying he's one of the oldest, and I said, I thought Cal Meissen was. He goes, I'm older than him by 2 months.
But don't forget, we've also got a young lady out there by the name of Ruth Ellsworth.
Yes, and nobody will never say Ruth is older than those men. I will never say that, Rick. Well, there's some nice pictures courtesy of Rolls High Reach as they're looking at the big boats. Look at that, just array of white water. And the big boats are pretty calm in the water to me, so I'm impressed that they're getting some excellent water. I just would love to see the records fall today. I don't know what it is, Rick. I just would like to see the record, especially the women's record. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Debbie doesn't like that too. You know, it's been around since '96.
Sure.
And it would be nice to see that record go down.
I agree. You know, and you never know. They're getting a little bit of bump right now as they're getting some air underneath those big boats. But their goal right now is to see the whitewater, some of the small boats. They know they're making good time if they can get up past that point.
I'd love to be the first boat back.
Biggest thing is get on the podium.
I prefer like the really rough sort of races.
There's 5 and 6 foot swells a week ago.
And it's a fun race. This is like my kind of race. It's really rough and I like rough water.
It's good hurt, if you know what I mean.
When you hit a wave, you buckle low. You really got to be able to pull yourself out.
Sure, stuck back in the soup. Last year we came into that turn fast on flat water, 4 boats wide.
Do you want me to ask you a question? Why don't you ski the race, Colleen?
With Grant Patterson and Jay Photoglow, Alex Ross and Mike McFadden, they've had a whole deal going on here with Anaheim Chevrolet.
Oh, you betcha.
Great guys walking around giving out T-shirts all weekend, and really a great competitor and super guys.
Once you're up and you're on the ski, you get out of the breakwater, things kind of just start falling into place.
At that point, you're just so excited. You just want to ski as hard as you can. And we're going to be keeping our skiers standing up. We're going to avoid the falls. We want to ski a fast race, a clean race, and of course, keep our skier up the whole way.
And I'm going to hang on to the rope and not let go.
Ski at our own pace and make sure we don't get hurt.
So our main goal is to survive.
I'm just trying to do my own thing.
Finally, we decided it was time to do it.
I guess just to go out there and do our best and try and stay up and come home in one piece.
Well, look at that, just array of whitewater. And the big boats are pretty calm in the water to me. So I'm impressed that they're getting some excellent water. I just would love to see the records fall today. I don't know what it is, Rick.
I agree with you. You know, and you never know. They're getting a little bit of bump right now as they're getting some air underneath those big boats. But their goal right now is to see the whitewater, some of the small boats. They know they're making good time if they can get up past that point. Here's boat number 11. That's Mike Avila. And he's pulling Peter Proctor with Gary Heinbuck and Gary Arnfield in the crew for him. They're always a tough competitor. Mike Avila ski raced for years in the men's open. Him and his brother Ricky both spent some time out there. But
yeah, and you can take a look who's right next to him. That's boat 191, Todd Haig. So yeah. Todd Haig and Peter Proctor within a ski line of each other. And you know what? Those boats are not working that hard in the water today.
I'm telling you. You know what, Sandy, as I watched this race, I remember years ago, Rocky Aoki, Benihana was out racing offshore boats, and they asked him what it's like to ride in one of these offshore boats and drive. And he said, you are standing up inside of a washing machine while someone beats on your knees with a ball-peen hammer, and the whole time you're tearing up $100 bills as fast as you can.
That is a great analogy.
Now, hotter than ever, Nordic boats. Blaze, the Inferno. Rage with Thor. Heat, the Flame. Nordic boats, hotter than ever.
West Coast Series tied after 5 for James Stewart back to
Look at this spectator fleet on their way in. I think they're making as much whitewater as the competitors are out there in the Catalina Channel, Rick. Look at all those boats coming in the Queen's Gate. Take a good look behind you, ladies and gentlemen. You can't see the mainland right now. So they're moving out into the middle of the channel where you're kind of in a no man's land, where you can't see the island and you can't see the mainland, and you're going, okay, am I going the right way?
It's a team sport. Part I like about driving is the team thing, working with the observer to make sure that we give the skier a really good race. I got the best team in the world.
The observer that I have, Tim Devlin, has been with me for 13 years.
You really got to trust the people that's in the boat, and otherwise it gets a little dicey.
We're a whole team together.
Each one of us have to earn each other's trust.
We make a little game plan the night before and kind of stick with it. I'm going to jump the bit.
My role is to make it over.
It's all hand signals.
I'll tell them to go ahead and speed the boat up and hit it.
We have communications, we have audio, we have video on board.
The driver don't know, then the observer better know. When it starts getting rough, I just close my eyes.
That's what I do also.
Boat 217, Brad Rain with Mike McGinn, D. Weatherford, and
pretty much.
Well, you know, you want to see some great shots. That was a great shot, ladies and gentlemen, of a speed skier in progress. Look at how he's got himself wrapped up Australian style. Look at how he's limping the knees, letting the knees and take all the brunt of the force. And you know what? They're getting a heck of a ride out there today.
Brad Rain, you know, he's a young guy. I mean, he's under 20 years old. And Brad's out there right now pushing the limit, trying to stay up there with Todd and maybe Peter Proctor.
There's a nice shot of boat number 55 with Daniel Campbell in a 41 velocity. And you know what? The boats are getting some... I'm amazed at how nice the channel is, even though it looks pretty rough out there. But the skiers look to be doing quite well behind there. They're in great control. There's a nice shot. Daniel Campbell, Leroy Schneider, David Frank, and Pete Collia.
Driver, the observer, and the navigator all have contact. They usually have headsets on where they can talk back and forth to each other and tell them, you know, we're coming up on this, or don't let him get away from us. Keep the pressure on him. Let's move over a little bit to the left or right to kind of put a little more pressure on the other boat. And it works every time. These guys, it's a mind game. It's all it is.
Oh, you bet. And you know what? They'll park on each other and just sit there.
Yeah.
And skiers will give big ups, but the driver won't take it, hoping that the other skier sees it or that the other observer sees it and says, hey, they're picking up the speed, we need to go faster. It's a game of cat and mouse out there, Rick,
yeah.
and you're watching it unfold on live television. Yep. You know, courtesy of Air 7 HD and Phase 1 and Goldfinger Productions. So this is a treat.
Absolutely. And for us, we've never been able to see this part of it. We usually have to make stuff up.
I know. And we've usually been pretty good about it, too.
I know it. People don't know that. Shh. Try to keep it under our hats.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We gave away our secrets. Well,
I gave away my hat, too.
Yeah.
We got,
boy, I'll tell you, the water is unbelievable out there. It is just smooth.
Well, I don't know about smooth. It shows that way on TV, but as we're sitting here nice and high to drive, I'll bet they're working for it. You know, a lot of times, too, you'll see a boat try to make, like say a boat back behind either Peter Proctor or Todd Haig. They'll try to move up so that he can see another competitor coming up on him. That's the 714 boat. That's Andy Anderson. He's right there in the front with these guys as well. I wonder if that guy 7 HD had any idea he was going to have to go this fast to keep up with these boats.
right back to Air 7, and there it is, live action. Ladies and gentlemen, that is live picture you're seeing. You've got boat number 55, the Bad Boy, and the Pennzoil B6.
That's Carl Goldsmith in the Pennzoil boat. And he's right there, they're challenging them.
With Daniel Campbell. So Carl Goldsmith and Daniel Campbell. Now there's a shot. These guys are so close to each other right now. They could darn near wave to each other and see each other blink their eyes. Oh, you've got yourself a big pack of Men's Open there, and look at the acceleration now being picked up by the outside boat.
Wow, incredible. You know, I'll bet each of these guys had a little can of that monster stuff this morning.
They must have had 2 or 3 cans of that monster.
Wow.
I might have to start drinking that.
I can use it just to get up in the morning.
You bet.
Well, you know, water ski racing has always been a great thing, and we talked about it earlier, how people over the time, they seem to just come back. You know, as they get older, that, you know, I know a lot of competitors that competed when they were like 13, 14 years old, left the sport, came back when they were 19 and 20, either having their own boat or bringing a crew out to race. It is unbelievable what they're getting. What a race. These guys are side by side. And they might have to do this for 60 plus nautical miles.
I can guarantee these big boats with the speed they're getting, and you can already tell just by looking at it that they've picked up the pace. Yep. The record held by Todd Haig, 50 minutes, 54.35 seconds. The women's record, Debbie Norblad in 1996, 59 minutes and 8 seconds. You know what? We're going to have to wait and see. I know the timers have got it going, and it would be nice when our men's and women's overall do cross the finish line that they tell us exact what the time is, because I don't have an exact time when they started. I'm not going to try to second guess it, but boy, it sure would be nice, Rick.
Oh, yeah.
All right, they're going to pan in, and we're going to see who's out in the front.
That looks like the 191 boat with Todd Haig out there, as we're seeing him now. It's a big Nordic of Randy Davis.
Oh, and look what they're coming up on, Rick.
Oh,
there's that Catalina Express we talk about every hour on the hour. And let me tell you, they're going to stay as far away from the wake, and they're already way past. But look at the size of the wake that thing puts up.
Man.
The Catalina Express gets to Avalon in, I think, just under an hour.
Right. And we've been going for about 20 minutes now, and we're right on him.
Oh, yeah, they're right on top of him. So they're going to stay, and you can see they're starting to move away. You definitely don't want to be in his wake.
Oh, yeah. You know, and some of the strategy may be that they'll push that inside boat over towards him so he can get some of that bad water. It looks like the Catalina Express is moving kind of out of their way, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got a couple of lead boats. That's boat number 11. That's Warpath.
Yeah, it is.
That's Warpath out along with that's Peter Proctor and Todd Haig. Look to be your front runners from what we can see from our vantage point here, ladies and gentlemen. The water conditions are unbelievable. That boat is not shining. It is just glued to the water. And look at that on the outside making the charge. Boat 191, that's Todd Haig. And you know what, Rick? That's side-by-side racing. And ladies and gentlemen, you're right there with it.
I'll tell you, you're looking at a race that's a record of 53 minutes. And the harder they have to push each other, pushes them that much harder towards the record, because if you're out there all by yourself, you really have no idea if you need to go harder or you can slow down and let your skier rest. And you also have that time factor involved in the 2 flights that are sent out. So it's very easy to get kind of tied up in a moment. But with Peter Proctor and Todd Haig battling it out right now, all they're doing is getting a better ride, and they're getting a much stronger race out of each other.
But you've got side-by-side racing. It almost looks like a virtual dead heat between Todd Haig and Peter Proctor right now. Here's something else to throw in the mix. You got the rest of the men's open that aren't a whole lot behind these guys.
No.
And one of these 2 guys gets a little overzealous, pushes it a little too hard, cans up and goes in the water, somebody's going to scoot right in and move into his position. So there's going to be a lot of strategizing going on, and I'm sure that's being done in the skier's mind as well as in the cockpit of the race boats that are towing them.
And he's going to really put some time into it.
You know what, Rick? While you were talking, I noticed something, and I don't know if the people picked it up on the Jumbotron, but I saw a small boat going back. Wow. With a skier. So I have to think that we're pretty darn close to Avalon, and judging by all these boats sitting out here, I've got a feeling you're going to be seeing the turn unfold here momentarily. But I really did see somebody coming back around. It was a small boat.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're making their way around the competitor boat now.
And boy, I'll tell you, what a mess.
What are they doing?
You know what? It looks like that the spectator fleet is kind of, haphazardly just scattered, and there's your turn boat right there. And obviously, whoever was first to the turn in the big boat was a little bit off course, and somebody had to go way wide to miss some spectators, and somebody just got a huge advantage. Wow. And now they're coming up inside. It's difficult to see, but there's your blimp, and that's your turn boat, and now they're making their way back. So we're about halfway through, and you know what? You saw it right there. What appeared to be two of your bigger boats having a little problem with the spectator fleet making the turn at Catalina.
Exactly. It was either a great piece of driving by Randy Davis to kind of thread his way through the spectator fleet, because he kind of put the 11 boat with Peter Proctor way back behind.
You know, the one thing that never, nobody talks about is mechanical failure.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? You hope all your equipment's going to be running well, but every once in a while somebody will have a problem or you'll lose a cylinder. And you're going to try to keep everything together. You try to remain calm. You're on your way back, and you have to deal with sometimes a little bit of adversity, and it's the tough guys that gut it out. And that's the thing that keeps bringing people back year after year after year. There's so many different factors to win this race. It isn't a given.
Yep.
You bet. Wow. And you know what? It always comes down to that last little chute coming into Queensgate.
Oh, yeah.
So many races have been won and lost in the last couple of miles.
Absolutely. And a lot of it isn't so much physical fatigue, it's mental fatigue when they get to that point in the race where they can see the fantail of Queen Mary or they can see the dome right behind them, and they know they're close. Well, they might let down for just that second, and the water's bad right there. When they first come through the channel, make a big difference for them.
You bet. So now we get to think about what's going to happen to the record. Only the time will tell, Rick.
Well, that's it. And one of the first boats to the island was 143 with Aaron Saunders.
Really?
Yeah, second to the island, and she's the first woman.
Wow.
So there's a good chance she could be break that record of 59 minutes held by Debbie Nordblad, although Debbie needs the notoriety. She's been a world-class skier for years, and now her daughters are skiing and doing a great job. We're looking maybe to get some more numbers when we can to give you an idea in an actual sequence of who's made the turn. Up ahead, Randy Davis begins to see the dome that protects the Spruce Goose. Is that still there?
No, Spruce Goose got dismantled and taken away. That is now the new terminal for the cruise lines.
Oh,
whoa, what was that?
My.
Oh.
That means that Peter Proctor's not giving up hope. He is right there. He's about a ski line back on him and making his way back to Long Beach and the Queen Mary. They're coming.
And it looks like the two of them pretty much setting the pace. Boy, I'll tell you, they're all over the place looking for good water, and they're picking. Whoa, did you see that? Somebody just stepped off, ladies and gentlemen, on live television, went over a weight, got airborne, landed back down a little sideways, and went into the water. Appears to be fine. We'll try to get a boat number on that, but they're going to go back and pick him up as they're making a wide turn to go back and get that competitor. And that was boat number 11 who stepped off. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, Peter Proctor picked up some rough water. I don't know if he was up next to Todd, but Peter Proctor is in the water, appears to still have his ski on, and they're trying to get that rope back to him as soon as they can. This is the kind of things we were talking about as you start to do battle and you're the front running boats trying to get up to position. It only takes one little mistake, and it doesn't look like anybody else has gotten past Peter Proctor, who is now in the water. But I'll tell you, I believe it's Todd Haig that was out there, and there's your live shot there, ladies and gentlemen. So something else unfolding, and it looks like some competitors might get past him. And there's the video where he stepped off and peeling back, courtesy of Phase 1. They're going to give you another double shot of that. And now I believe we're back to live footage from Air 7 HD. So if in fact boat 191 Todd Haig was your leader and Peter Proctor was right up against him, I have to think that they've taken a little breath and relaxed on it. But that's how it looks like it's unfolding here, ladies and gentlemen, as we go back to a wide pan there to see all of the competitors making their way back from Catalina. And I see another boat out in front of the distance, and I'm not sure if that's Todd Haig. If it is, Peter Proctor is starting to push the envelope to try to get back into this race. And you know what? It looks like we're coming in, getting ready to come into Queensgate here pretty quickly.
We sure are. And look at the back of that boat. That is a great looking hull. The ride is perfect behind that big 47-foot Nordic. Todd is getting awesome water. And, when you're the best, you get the best. And he's certainly born with a silver spoon or a golden ski, if you will. Boy, they're getting some really tough cross weights right now. See the water spray in the front of the boat as he hits him. He's got the nose buried a little bit to give Todd a better ride behind him.
So you can see a great shot here. You can see the Queensgate out in the foreground. And Todd Haig's looking to make it a 7-time winner.
Wow. How many years in a row can he do this and still be the guy on top? He is unbelievable competitor, and he is the man to beat, and it looks like he's just going to flex his muscles all the way back. Doesn't even look like there's anyone around him. The helicopter's having a heck of a time keeping up with him.
So now we get to think about what happened to the record. Only the time will tell, Rick.
I don't think a record's going to fall then if it's 10 o'clock.
Well, it just depends what time they left. And if I'm looking at my watch, they could be on record time. And I can only imagine what's going through the minds of those boys right now.
And they are just going to break some water right about now. There he is.
All right, now you see he's going to be coming straight across. He's going to hit that double buoy, make a hard left turn, and he's only got about a quarter of a mile, and he's all by himself. It's going to be a 7-time Catalina ski race winner in a few minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, boat 191, Mr. Todd Haig behind the Nordic 43 Cyclone, and he's lined up for the finish.
That's 7 out of 8 years. Wow. Yeah, you think back, how old was he when he was doing this? He's only about 28 now, isn't he?
And look at that. He just gave up, coming down to the final straightaway. He looks like he just started. Look at that little bunny hop over the top as he's given his guys the championship swing, as we've seen so many years. Your first place winner, Todd Haig.
All right, Randy Davis. What a great crew.
Amazing, just amazing. What a race all the way out to the island with Peter Proctor behind Warpath, making their way around the turn, then flipping back and coming back, and here comes your next. This will be your second place. You can hear cell phones ringing right now as everybody's starting to try to seeing these finishes, and people from around the world are going to start calling, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so Peter Proctor taking second place men's open and second place overall, as you've got a great shot of boat number 55. That's Daniel Campbell behind Leroy Schneider. I'm here with Daniel Campbell from Australia, another international skier. Daniel, you ran the men's open, took third place, I understand. Tell me a little bit about the race today.
Yeah, it was pretty tough conditions. It's a pretty tight race the whole way over to the turn, Boyd. Todd and Pete Proctor got a little bit of a lead out on us, but there was a real close battle for third place between about 5 or 6 of us, and another 2 Aussies, Chris Stout and Grant Turner and Brad Rain from America as well. We were all side by side to about halfway home, and yeah, going was tough, and we ended up pushing through and getting home for third place.
Look at this race coming up.
It looks like we got some side. Whoa, we've got triple action. They're just coming in the Queen's Gate. How was the water conditions going out? And while you were going out towards the island, could you see the other competitors you were running against?
Yeah, we were all side by side, and yeah, there was nothing in it the whole way. We were all pushing each other, all within meters of each other, and so yeah, it was a bit of fun.
Yeah, how was it with Leroy? Did he give you a good, nice pace and run out there with David Frank as your observer, keeping a track of you?
Yeah, they're a really good crew. David really knows this race, and it was a great experience to have that sort of a crew. I think that really helps, and hopefully next year we'll be back and stronger and better and ready to have a go at the number 1 or 2 spot.
That's Chris Stout, and happy to be there. Chuck Marino, the driver. Chuck's doing a great job. Well, there's 3 more boats.
I'll tell you, they're all coming in packs. They've been very close together, Rick, I must say.
A veritable slew.
It is.
A veritable slew of boats.
As you can see some more of the competitors coming in. Look at the shot of the turn here, Rick. The spectator fleet, and you've got some side-by-side. You're going to see some drag race finishing here in Long Beach, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, yeah, that's great footage. You know, we've never been treated to this before, Sandy, which really makes it nice, as the boats are making their way in, going around that shoal out there for safety's sake. And this is where the finish line is. They'll hit those orange buoys.
Yeah, there's your finish line right there up on the Jumbotron, courtesy of Goldfinger Racing, Phase 1.
It's Captain America, I believe.
Was that Captain America?
No.
You know, want to remind you, you're going to be able to get a DVD of this race. We've also got a few of the DVDs from years past, from 04 and 06. If you want to pick up 04's version of the race, you can get that for $15. For $35, you can get 04 and 06.
Sandy, take a look. Aaron Saunders. How about that? Aaron Saunders, first one back. The women. 143, the little boat.
Very nice, in a small boat.
Small boat, 21-footer. She was second to the island.
Really?
Yeah, second to the island, and she's the first woman.
Wow.
So there's a good chance she could be break that record of 59 minutes held by Debbie Nordblad, although that's Women's Open. Aaron Saunders with Wayne Murray and Brett Saunders, his brother, observing.
I have to think, what happened to Kim Lumley? We need to remember that the small boats did have about a 7-minute lead.
Yeah.
So she may have been the first small boat back, but it doesn't necessarily mean she's the overall winner.
Right.
You know, until we hear that officially, you know, we can say she was the first small boat back.
The first boat to the island, as I've been told, was boat number 627. That's Formula 2. Sergio Mormon with Shannon Kennedy and Brian Yetter as the crew. So that's the first. It was a small boat, 21-footer.
Who are you riding for?
I was riding for Sergio from Spain in Todd Haig's basic training boat, I suppose you could call it, 627. We did pretty good. We got first to the island and won Formula 2. Well, it depends what day it is. If it's real rough, then it's it's a tough day at the office and all the rest of it. So, but it's just really staying up, staying strong.
Most of the champions out there are skiing on your skis now, huh?
5 out of 6 world champions this year.
Pretty
The last
impressive.
world titles,
Pretty
yeah.
impressive.
Very happy with
Good.
that.
Well, we're going to keep it rolling.
All right.
Back to you.
And boat number 45 is Formula 2 Graham Cole. So these three are the first three to the turn. They gave me a little update real quick here.
All right, I'm standing here with the Men's Open team. Jay Photoglow, the driver. Introduce your team. Tell me a little bit about the racing today.
I got Graham Patterson right over here out of Australia, Mike McFadden as our navigator, and Alex Ross out of Australia, our observer. Going out, a couple of the boats didn't have very good navigators and were going straight when we needed to turn, and just had to keep our skiers safe. So played it safe and took a back seat to a couple boats, made up ground on the way back, and happy with our finish. And every year we've been getting better. We're having a great time doing it.
All right, well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, the slightly cranky team don't look too slightly cranky to me. Jay Photoglow, Grant Patterson, Alex Ross, Mike McFadden.
All right, it looks like Kim Lumley has just finished up on the back side, on the Long Beach side of the channel by Parker's Lighthouse.
There's a nice shot. Joe Brain, back, another person back in ski racing, has been out for a while. The team is back with Scott Conrad, Carl Johnson, and Gary Smith. Boat number 18X, courtesy of the Rolls High Reach.
That was Kim Lumley, 788. We'll have to find out if her time is better overall than the little boat with Aaron Saunders was. So unofficially, we can't really give you an answer until later on this afternoon. We find out some numbers. So unofficially, Kim Lumley will have to get the official result on that, because we don't know as far as time-wise if Aaron, although she came in, she's waiting off to the side there by the entry into Parker's Lighthouse on the channel.
All right, I'm here with Mike Avila, the driver for boat number 11, Warpath. He was towing Peter Proctor, second overall Men's Open winner. Mike, tell me a little bit about it.
Well, you know, we took off. We knew we were going to have a rough run with Todd, so you know, we wanted to get out of the breakwater clean and then kind of see how it plays out. You know, those guys are the champs, and you know, you got to play everything how it goes. You know, and we did. I thought we were doing a really good job just kind of holding. We trained really hard, and our Arlen Ness fountain was running like crazy. And just happened on the way back. Pete was actually comfortable. Todd was running hard. I thought it'd be best to hop in his wash and let Todd do a little work for a little while, and then come back and drag race to the finish. And when I did, I got in his wash, and I had to start backing off because I started gaining speed because the wake was so flat. And then they hit the big wash, and I had to come way off because of what those guys are coming way off. And honestly, I think that Todd got through it, which he's world champ. He gets through it. I think we came off a little too much because Pete went up in the air and couldn't really clear the next one, and he just tripped. So we did our best to do a quick turnaround and come back at him.
The start was phenomenal. We saw you guys running out front. And going out to Avalon, it looked like it was a little bit of confusion around the turnboat, and it looked like you got the better end of the deal there. Tell me a little bit about that, Mike.
Well, actually, I kind of lucked into the position to take advantage of something. But, we were driving along, and I kept asking my navigator, can you see the turnboat? And I go, I can't see the turnboat. The condos are right here. Where's the turnboat? And then Gary Heimbach said, just if those guys turn. And I go, I'm not turning until I see a boat with a balloon. And the balloon is kind of a soft white or gray, and the sky was gray. So they saw it first. They cut, and I thought, oh, man, we're going to get hosed here. And just luckily, they kind of went past the turn, and I got on it and got through somebody and cut in the inside of the turn. It came back on again.
That was a great strategy on your point, Mike. A good race. You going to be back next year with Peter for the 60th?
No doubt. We're going to train a little harder, get a little faster, maybe even bigger boat.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, while this race unfolds, we are getting inundated with phone calls from all over the world. I just got 2 calls from England. Darren Kirkland sends his best. He is upset that he is not in this race today. As he's watching it unfold, he says he's coming over for the 60th. Tim Dubois has called from Australia, watching it on the internet. It's just, you're here, and it's worldwide, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. All right, I'm here with Cameron King, who is on my far right, and Mike King to my immediate right. Father-son team. It's all about a family deal here. Intermediate men. You were the observer, Mike. Tell me how the young man did.
For his first complete race, tremendous. Out about an hour and 6, hung in there. A true future overall winner.
Well, going out, it was just, gotta keep my pace, gotta keep the pace, but just the whole way over and back, I was just thinking, just keep going, race my race, do as well as I can, and paid out overall, got third. I'm happy with it.
Did you do a lot of preparation for Catalina for this year, gentlemen?
A lot of training, just training as much as I can, just till I'm so sore I can't get out of bed. Couple runs, but I'm happy with it.
I've been fortunate to win this overall with the great Marcia Meyer, twice with Carlo Casa, with Leroy. Got to tell you, this is my best race.
Back next year?
We'll definitely be here.
Mike King, Cameron King, intermediate men's, a third place. We'll see you trophies tonight, gentlemen. Trudy, we're being told that you possibly broke the junior girls record. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the race today?
It was very rough out there, and a lot rougher than last year, and it was a bit busy. Couldn't see much, and yeah.
Who was your boat driver?
Craig Ferguson.
Oh, Craig Ferguson, Renegade. Tell me a little bit about at the beginning of the race. You went out with the big boats. What was it like at the start line?
It was quite busy, but we tried to stay on the right so that we had no one on the other side of us. So we were only getting the waves from one side, but it ended up getting pretty rough anyway.
Assuming that it is official that you broke the record, what does that mean to you as a ski racer?
It's a great achievement, and yeah.
You going to come back for the 60th next year?
Definitely.
Well, there you have it here, ladies and gentlemen. Trudy Stout, your junior girl Catalina champion, possible record-breaking champion. We'll see you next time. Over to my left, I'm standing here with women's open entry, Caitlin Wendt. Caitlin, tell me a little bit about the race today.
It was a pretty intense race today. It was pretty nice, but it was pretty choppy. So the speeds were very high, but it was a pretty intense race today.
Yeah, but tell me, how much were you training for the race for today, and tell me how it unfolded for you.
I haven't been training too much. I took a break after the World Championship, so I haven't trained too much, but I was able to, keep my speed going for a while until I fell.
Well, we're glad to have you back. Are you going to do this next year for the 60th?
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
okay, you heard it here at Catalina, ladies and gentlemen. Caitlin Wendt, Women's Open.
Now we're here with Jeff Ryman. He's skiing in Formula One today behind the twin rig, right?
Yep.
How was your run today there, Jeff?
A little tough, a little bumpy. We hit some rough water, but Bill and Scott did great. Kept me upright, and I think we finished. I think we got first place in the class. I'm not sure, but it was a good day. Kept me upright, and we finished.
Can you describe to me what does it take to stay on the ski out there in that crazy water?
It takes so much, everything, because it's a test of your emotions, your guts, and your physical stamina. Giving signals, complaining a little bit, trying to hang tough. It's a tough sport. The Catalina race is the toughest race ever.
Coming back?
Oh yeah, big time.
There he is,
Well,
folks. Todd Haig is here for him. All right.
7-time Catalina champion, unofficial time, 51 minutes and 33 seconds.
It's one of those.
Well, Rick, we're being told unofficial time, 51 minutes, 33 seconds for Todd Haig.
Wow.
That's the record's 50-54, so you can do the math. He was just a little less than a minute off.
We're getting some great footage. Air 7 HD has really put together a nice program. Phase 1 Productions. You guys are really spot on. Great job. And
wow.
I got a little more of a report on making the turn. The fourth boat to the turn was boat number 54. That's Marshall Cole. Boat number 70 was Glenn Anderson. He was fifth to the turn, a small boat. Boat number the sixth to the island was boat number 11. That was Peter Proctor after his fall. 191. Todd was seventh to the island, and he finishes winning overall unofficially. Boat number 75 with Chris Stout from Australia, Rudy Stout's boy. They were eighth to the island. I've got, it looks like boat number 2, but there's a question mark on it. They were ninth to the island. And boat number 767
unofficial
was Grant Turner in 10th to the island. So we're waiting now to find out that we're getting an official time, unofficial time, or official time. Which one is it, Sandy?
We're here with Glenn Plake, his first time in the Catalina ski race.
No doubt, man.
Champion hot dog skier. You've seen him all over the movies, and what'd you think about your first run out there?
It was awesome. First of all, the Nads Racing came in, and you helped me out 3 weeks ago. I didn't know I was going to do this, and I ended up with just an incredible team. Jody and Rob told me, and I always love thanking the guys I compete against. And that 138 boat that was right next to us, the whole way from the beginning to the end. So thanks, you guys. It was really, really cool. Really cool. Rough around the turn, though. What were you doing parked in the corner?
Took a little swim. It's a little hot.
No, that was cool. Like I say, I had an incredible team, and I had a great inspiration with the boat racing next to me. That's for sure.
Come here. You can stay here too. Janine Doherty is a senior women record holder. Did you break the record today?
Break the record today because I'm getting married tonight. So I was like, cruise out, cruise back. I'm cool. You beat me, dude.
I did?
Yeah.
The very first race I did, Janine was at.
I probably kicked your butt in that one, though.
killed me.
I had to teach him how to fill up a whole shot. That was pretty cool.
Actually, I filled my whole shot by hand. I still don't have one of those little rods that you use.
What are you, world champion, snow skier?
I'm a snow skier,
world
but I love my
champion,
water skiing.
Water skier.
I love my water skiing. There's no doubt about that.
That's cool.
You gonna come back next year?
Yeah, this has been something, like I say, since we were kids, we've known about the Catalina ski race. And I had a friend who had an old speed ski, and I don't know, you always just looked up at that thing, and then finally I got a speed ski of my own, and now I've done a couple races, and it's like, 59 years they've been doing this thing, and I don't know, there's some great things in sport, and I think the Catalina ski race is a great thing in sport,
This is my 10th year, so I'm pretty stoked about it. I love the people and the adrenaline rush, and just getting scared out of my mind is the best feeling in the world. Woo! Yeah, baby!
It's very nice indeed. These guys are really going good. We're getting some great footage from Sky 7 HD. Wow. Great idea. But this, we want to thank their whole crew. The guys are technicians doing the camera work, everything. You guys are awesome.
I'll tell you, they're putting it right to the beach. In years past, you could only speculate what was going on. You'd get a bit and piece here and there, and then you'd finally get somebody to tell you a boat number, but you really didn't know what was going on, and it's just progressed that, you're almost in the driver's seat.
Absolutely.
Again, Goldfinger Productions and Air 7 HD sending back some live video for us. Amazing.
Nice group of people over there at the Jumbotron watching it. They kind of don't care about us anymore, Sandy. Well, water ski racing has always been a great thing, and we talked about it earlier, how people over the time, they seem to just come back. As they get older, that I know a lot of competitors that competed when they were like 13, 14 years old, left the sport, came back when they were 19 and 20, either having their own boat or bringing a crew out to race. And we still have circle races that they have at Lake Paris. Actually, not Paris, I'm sorry. At Pudding Stone. And they have races in San Diego. Every October we have our national championships, U.S. Open championships. We got a rescue boat coming in right now. I hope he's just coming to let us know what's going on. I haven't heard of anybody who's fallen. We will find out.
No, I think what he's doing is going to come in. They need to keep this area around the finish line cleared out, and they're going to be working to push the spectator fleet out of the way because of this big shoal in the middle of this area here right in front of the Coast Hotel. It's very shallow because we are in a low tide situation. So what they have to do is leave room, kind of where that paddle wheeler is, leave room for the competitors. All right, I'm here once again to tell you that Catalina brings out some of the world's best water skiers. Standing next to me is Tommy Clarenbeek from Holland. Tommy, tell me what class you skied and how was it out there for Catalina?
I skied men's open, and it was good water to ski on. It was, flat.
Now, how long have you been training for the race, and how long have you been in the United States prior to the race today?
I've been in the United States just 3 days, and I trained 2 weeks before for the Catalina.
Did the jet lag play into any of your training? I know, there's a big time difference between Holland and here in California. Did that hurt you or help you?
No, it didn't hurt me because I traveled a lot. I travel a lot around the world, so I've been used to it.
You gonna come back for the 60th anniversary next year?
Of course, I come back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Clarenbeek from Holland, all the way over here for the world's greatest water ski race. Okay, we're live here down on Victory Dock, where Todd Haig has just won the 59th annual Catalina ski race for the 7th time. Todd, tell me all about it.
Yeah, we had a good run out there. Peter Proctor put up a good charge on the way over, kept us honest. You know, we got to the island about even, I'd say, over there. We had a hard time finding the buoy. On the way back, we kind of got the lead, and I'm not really sure. I think they had a little boat problems or something happened with them, and we just kind of cruised home.
Well, you know what, Todd, and what's really interesting is we were watching it at the turn, and it looked like there were some spectator boats in the way. There was a split. Looks like you guys took the inside, threaded between a couple of spectators. Peter Proctor had to swing way wide with Warpath. Coming around the corner, it looked like he was charging you. About halfway back, Peter Proctor went airborne, lost his wrap, and ended up tumbling in the water. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't see any of that. That's a good thing.
He got back up quite quickly. Tell me, what was the strategy going out? How was it going out of the breakwater today?
There was a lot of boats out there. It was pretty bumpy pretty much the whole race. A lot of traffic out there. Going out of the breakwater, we just wanted to be in the front pack and kind of set a good pace over there. Peter pretty much set the pace, so we chased him. And I guess, you know, halfway over, we kind of started, you know, evening up, not evening up, but closer to the island, we started evening up with him. And like you said, we had a little incident at the turn.
You know what, Todd? You're an amazing competitor, a humble man. Tell me, is it sweeter the 7th time around?
Yes, it is. It gets better every time. Last year, though, I have to say probably last year was the craziest race I've ever raced with, and the finish was amazing with Carl Brooks, being able to finish with him and having those memories. But this year's great. Every year to stand here on this Victory Dock, and hopefully we start chasing down Chuck.
To tie him, 4 more to go. To tie, 5 to be the overall winningest ski racer in Catalina history. Well, what's the chances we can get some of your team out here that helped you put this together this year?
Round them up right now. Kenny. This is Dennis Hall, my observer right here. He's the man that keeps me honest.
Dennis Hall, you know what? You're grinning ear to ear. Tell me about the race, how it unfolded.
Good start. Boat was working good. The Nordic seemed to get up on plane, and we got a good run up in the front. But Peter Proctor put a good pace on coming up the outside and actually pushed the pace all the way to the island.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about the turn at Avalon. We saw it unfolding live on television. It looked like the spectator fleet was kind of in the way. You guys went one way, Proctor went the other way, and it looked like you came out on the better end of the deal.
Yeah, we might have there. That was pretty good. But Mike was kind of aggressive and came back down underneath us as we exited that turn. So that was a good move. But that was real interesting because I'm looking backwards, you know, and all of a sudden I'm seeing boats on the wrong side of us, and we're still talking to ourselves about, is that the turn boat? I says, I think so. It says turn boat on it. So I think we were safe after that point.
Yeah, Dennis told us he went in. He said, hey, Peter just went in. They're turning around to get him, and that's when we knew. We slowed it down, and the pace was real fast until that happened. So. But Peter came to play today.
Yeah, he definitely did. If we can get Randy Davis, the driver, over here. All right, I'm here with Randy Davis, 7-time championship driver for TOG. Randy, beautiful boat, yeah, the ultimate in ski racing. Give me your thought.
I'm glad we got the best skier in the world. And the boat worked flawless, unbelievable. It's the new one that Ross built for us, and it's nice.
Well, I'll tell you, we were watching you during the whole race, and it just looked like the boat just laid down the water nicely. It didn't even look like you guys were working very hard on the way back. Todd, it looked like he had just started racing, and you were in the last couple miles of the race.
Yeah, it got really bad coming back though. We had to be really careful. One time I asked Stevie if he had a club because he was trying to slow me down a little. I mean, he needed to slow me down a little bit. So. It was fun, but the boat actually, Joe Brainsauce made our one practice run this week, and he actually called me that afternoon and said he saw the Catalina Flyer coming back over, and then he got next to us, and it was us. It throws out so much water, so it works good.
Tell me a little bit about the turn. We saw it unfold on the Jumbotron, and it looked like the spectator fleet was kind of moving in on the turn, and we saw you kind of threaded the needle, and Peter Proctor went outside. And tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we might have been off a little bit at the turn over to the right a little bit, but yeah, their spectator boats were everywhere, and we couldn't find the turn until we got actually alongside of it. And then we spotted it, and I started to thread the needle through a couple spectator boats. I saw one guy put it in reverse, so I knew he was going backwards, and I went right through in that gap, and I wasn't worrying about what they were doing.
Catalina champions Todd Haig, Randy Davis, Stevie Davis, and Dennis Hall, Team Nordic, and to mention the sponsor of Catalina Ski Race. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, I'm back down on the dock with our women's overall champion, a 5-time Catalina champion, Kim Lumley from Great Britain. Kim, tell me about the race.
It was a good race. We had a few, there was a couple of parts where I was a bit nervous because the swells were pretty big and I just wanted to get home safe. So, no, it was really good.
Now, what did you do for this year to train versus last year? There's always pressure on the last year's winner to perform as well or better. Tell me what you did to get yourself mentally prepared for another Catalina challenge.
Well, we already had the Worlds and we've already done the Diamond Race and we've had a few races at home. So they've kind of brought our fitness level up. I've been racing with the guys at home and it's been really good. I've not done anything any different.
Well, you know what, Kim? We were getting calls from Great Britain asking how you were doing because they were watching this whole race on the internet. So they send love from your homeland. Where's your driver hanging out right now?
He's been interviewed somewhere else, so I think he's on his way here now. But.
Well, while he's on his way up, Robert Manchette, talk to me. Tell me about the race.
It was fun. It was fun. We knew we had Caitlin right behind us, and we were just trying to pull Kim along, and she was having fun.
Now, what kind of strategy do you guys do getting ready to go out the breakwater? You had the small boats to deal with. Tell me about it from the start of the race, going through the Queen's Gate, and then what your strategy was going to the island.
We just got up, Lee found the right spot, and we just got a clean break through the breakwater, and we just kept on going. And we were running alongside 2-3 other boats, and we were going well.
The driver, Lee Spindler Lee, God, unbelievable run. Tell us about it.
That was a good run. There wasn't really anything special. We just pushed the throttles forward, and Kim skis as well as she can.
How was the water conditions out in the channel and out at the turnboat at Descanso Bay?
The conditions out of the turnboat were a little confusing. We had a 3-boat store inside that missed a turnboat. They missed all the flares. They missed the second set of flares and the third set of flares, and finally we just chopped the throttles and went behind them. We did come through the spectator fleet when we made the turn.
We heard that happen with a lot of people. Any last thoughts, Kim?
We're looking forward to next year.
Well, next year being the 60th year, are you going to make it a 6th time?
Well, we'll do our best.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Kim Lumley, your women's Catalina Ski Race champion, 5 years running.